give you a story. That's right. All right. Okay, I'm going to tell you a story from the Bible. And it's a story about something that happened in Jesus' life. So we know it's true because it happened to Jesus. Yeah, a long time ago. So one day, Jesus was out walking with his disciples, and he saw this bunch of guys, 10 guys, and they were coming toward him. How would you feel if you saw that? What do you think?
Scared.
Possibly scared, okay? And then these men were not acting like normal people. Do you know what they were doing?
Like trying to rob him?
Nope, they weren't going to do that. I can see why you might think that. They were beating a drum as they were coming, and they were yelling, "Unclean! Unclean!" as they were walking towards them. What do you think somebody might think, Rosie? That he's unclean. Somebody could think that. In this case, these guys were telling everyone they were unclean. And now I'm going to tell you the rest of the story. Okay? There was a disease, and it still exists in our world, but we don't see it very much in the United States. But there was a disease called leprosy.
Is it very rare to get it?
Is it what?
Is it like rare to get that disease?
It is now. But back then, people got it. And when they got it, they didn't go to a hospital, and they didn't stay home sick. You know what they had to do?
What?
They had to leave their home, and they had to go away from everybody else. And they'd band together with other people who had this disease, and they would yell unclean so that no one would get close to them.
Oh, I get it, because if you're sick and you don't go to the doctors, you can get everyone else sick.
Everyone else could get it, and there was no cure for leprosy. Yes?
Then why were the people yelling unclean?
They were yelling unclean because they wanted to make sure when they saw other people that those people wouldn't come close to them.
But then why were the unclean people walking towards them?
They were just walking that way.
Yeah,
They might have been crossing on the road.
yeah, because they have to walk. You remember?
Yeah.
Walk
All right, let me tell you what happened after that. Because here we have these 10 sick guys, and we got Jesus and his disciples. And Jesus, usually when people saw lepers coming, they went the other way. Jesus didn't do that. Jesus went to them, and he touched them, and in 1 minute, their leprosy was gone. And it was something you could see on their bodies. Leprosy would turn your skin. Let me tell it, okay? And then you can ask some questions. Leprosy would turn their skin white, and it made them not be able to feel things, and so they would do too much, and they would break their fingers and toes. It was a terrible disease. So Jesus touched them, and instantly their skin was regular. It was amazing. And the way that if you had had leprosy, if you somehow got healed, you had to go show the priest your skin, and the priest had to say, "Yep, you can go home." So these guys, how do you think they felt?
Really, really surprised.
Really, really surprised and really, really
Happy.
happy.
Yeah.
So yeah, because they had been healed of a deadly disease. So they turned around and they started running back to show their skin to the priest. And as they were going, something happened.
What?
One person said, "Oh my gosh, I've just been healed of a deadly disease. I got to go back and say thank you." And so, hang on. And so I'm glad you're into this story. So he went running back to Jesus, and he just fell on his knees, thanking Jesus, thanking. 1 out of 10. The other 9 were so happy that they just took off home. But there was one man who was very thankful. What's another word for thankful? I just gave it to you. Gratitude. Very slick. Yeah.
What you said was leprosy was a deadly disease.
It was.
So it kind of killed them?
It would. But they all got healed. Now, Jesus didn't take the healing away from the 9 that didn't say thank you, because he loved them and he had healed them. But how do you think Jesus felt about the one that came back and said thank you?
Really happy.
Really happy. All right, our church is going through a study, and we're learning how to have gratitude. Have you ever given somebody a present or done something nice for somebody and they didn't say thank you? Doesn't feel very good, does it? And so we're trying to learn how to be people who are grateful, people of gratitude. And most of the adults are participating in a study, and the ones who can't come on Wednesdays some of them are doing it at home, and we're all working on learning how to be a more grateful church. And so I have something special for you guys today. And each one of you can have one of these. This is a gratitude journal for kids. And so you can take this home with you and work on it you don't have to turn it in. It's just something for you to practice being more grateful. Do we have a lot of things to be grateful for?
Yes.
You got a place to live. You got people who love you and care for you. A lot of kids don't have that. You got teachers that care about you. I think I was a teacher. I always cared about my kids. So you have she cares about you. So you have a lot of things to be grateful for. So this is just for you. Nobody else has to see it. It's just for you to help you, just like we're all trying to learn how to be more grateful. Okay? Here you go. You can have one.